Well, it turns out a lot of events today have coalesced into one awesome, deep theme of awesome. Grief. I read this book called Riding the Subway with Heidi. It was a book early on in my life that I read that had to do with grief and sort of spirituality and the idea of that and the universe and just the story of Heidi and what she went through. Today seemed to be that theme. I talked with my family. One of my great-grandmothers passed away today on my mom's side of the family. And the Nerd Fighters in Discord were talking about grief really recently, and I watched John's video on Lemon, Hank's dog, Hank's greyhound, which am a greyhound owner too. So grief is a theme today. But the subway image focuses on how experiencing life is a lot like riding a subway. There are different trains we get on and off of, almost like life phases, and we meet people along the way that will sometimes derail their original journey to be on ours, or will leave the train when it's time to leave. There's a quote from Mark and Angel Hacklife that goes something like, people are in our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and I've always thought about the subway as such an interesting metaphor of all people interacting for specific reasons, and then when it's time to go, it's time to go. And when it's time to transition even trains with the same people onto a different train, that happens. Just a fun image to build on. I made a much longer video on this book, so I'll link that below if you want to check out more of that. In that book, it talks about grief as different spheres. Like, we have different spheres that sort of intermingle in life. Like, you've got your grief sphere and your happiness and gratitude sphere, or different, maybe there are different kind of modes or attitudes that we get into based off what happens to us. The central idea in that book about grief is that we all cope, we all feel. If grief is the water, then we all get wet, we all feel, but we all swim differently. I've said that a few times, but I don't think I've ever had a leadership image dedicated to that idea, so the subway is the idea for today. I'm gonna go to Roach Nerdfighteria hangout in preparation for NerdCon, so I hope you've enjoyed. Keep being you, Deep TVA, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video with another idea for you to ponder and learn from. Everybody, Palka.